Okay. I know you've read or heard about that game, movie, or comic, blah, blah, but you haven't heard it from us. So chill, relax, let us talk all about it before you log off.
Right into it. What's up, everybody? The Divine Pairing is back again. Sir Aaron
What's
Carter
up?
and Emma Skies, of course.
That's me.
And we're doing another recap on Cloak and Dagger, episode 5, right?
Episode 6.
Wait, I thought...
We
This
just
was-
had this conversation.
No, I thought we're doing episode 5, but the show is on episode 6.
Oh, you're talking about our episode
See,
5.
yeah, you got to keep it up in, continuity. We did 1 and 2, first episode. Yeah, so yeah, we're good. So we are on episode...
Riveting conversation.
Whatever, you know what I mean. So anyway, episode 6, B-side, side B, all
B-sides.
It's all the same.
It's a term for records and cassettes.
Really? Is that what happened? Is that what that means?
I'm just saying.
We
It's like a thing.
We pick right back up, right where we left off, with Tandy in her little dream world, of course, and everybody loves a good story, of course, and we get to see
No snakes this time.
No snakes. No snakes.
Not one snake.
We skip all that. But we go right into we see a mysterious figure taking we're back in that record shop that Tandy was in like 2 episodes again inside the little dark zone place, right? Mm-hmm. And the mysterious figure, she's taking a record and playing it. And it's out of Tandy's little, bin or whatever, right?
Yeah.
The name of that record is called
Perfect Life.
Perfect Life. And it shows, we see Tandy on the beach. We kind of pick up from where they first started in season 1. As a little child, she's on the beach next to Ty. The accident presumably happened of them both falling in the water. But instead, history is rewritten to where Tandy's father and Ty's older brother, both alive and well, come and find them on the beach.
And they all live happily ever after.
And basically, and right off the bat, when I saw that, I was like, okay, so we're in Hallucinationville. That's
Yes.
cool.
So presumably, in this reality, they grew up together, which is why she's giving the speech in the last episode at his police academy graduation. And we get some weird shit. We get some weird shit going on.
We do. Did you notice that every time something that looked like it was going to go south in Little Party, which everybody was there,
Yes.
which everybody was there, anything that would look like it was going to be negative kind of turned out positive?
Yes, like Connor showing up.
Yeah, like he showed up and then there was kind of a pause, but then it was just like, oh, glad you could make it.
He turns out to be Ty's mentor. So I guess in this reality, he did not obviously shoot Billy. He listened to them when they spoke.
Yeah, he stopped because he said they talk about it later when they're on their walk or whatever. He was like, if he didn't stop and give his brother a chance or whatever, he would have been shot and dead. But like
His
everybody's
brother
alive.
who now works in the DA's office.
Exactly. Yeah, I caught that one too. And then like you'll see later on, like the brother and him are like close no matter what. Well, I mean, almost. But absent Bridget. She wasn't in the perfect
No
world.
Bridget. No, she was not.
Interesting
But
that they left her out.
Tandy is a ballerina, and not just a ballerina. She's a prima ballerina for the New York City Ballet.
I didn't get that. I thought he was just saying like the first ballerina.
No, I mean prima ballerina is actually like a position. It's the principal dancer in a company.
Oh.
So she is very, very important in the New York City Ballet, which is a very important ballet theater company.
I do like that the father messed up, calling it like a recital, and then saying her ballerina
I was like, how old
thing.
is she supposed to be?
I mean,
Recital.
Does it kind of nod back to the old episode when I kind of messed up on the whatever ballerina thing? But whatever.
Sure, that's definitely what it was.
So clearly, it's a nod to the
Dwayne is
show.
there.
Who?
Dwayne is there as well.
Who was there?
That's what I said when I saw him. But I think it is Ty's friend that died last season that was shot by the cops.
Oh yeah, the one that dances with Tandy's mom.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was I was like, I know you, and I don't know why.
Yeah, and well, it's whatever. He's kind of a throwaway character, I guess. I mean, I don't see how that's like the perfect life. But I guess if his brother's there, then his brother's best friend has to be there. So
Yeah.
whatever.
So we've got this whole thing, and I have written here, I don't remember what happened, maybe you do, it says, awkward, she has memories of our reality. Interesting. So, like, our reality is bleeding into this one, and I can't remember what she remembered.
I don't know what she remembered, because everything just kind of seemed fine during the party.
Interesting.
Like
Evita spills champagne on Ty, so he has to put on the hoodie.
He does put on the hoodie. They go for a walk in the neighborhood and kind of go over their life of what happened. And you kind of get a little exposition of how this is a perfect life and everything like that. And they make their way to a drugstore to get ice. And interesting scene there.
Really very weird scene.
It's an interesting scene how they go in and
it escalates very quickly.
Tandy gets hit on by a guy.
Super awkwardly.
But it goes from being hit on to, well, then I guess, they just take all our women, talking about Ty as a black guy.
Like, this guy, if you didn't get that he was being racist and hitting on her, that's when the cashier comes in and is like, I'm just going to let you know we're being racist.
Exactly. Like, in
case you didn't get it.
They drive the point home very, very hard. And things escalate even more when he sees that Ty has a gun. And
yes.
He pulls out his gun in retaliation because every criminal has a gun holster when they're carrying their weapon.
Open carry.
Yeah.
Actually, is Louisiana an open and carry state?
Yes.
I'll look this up right now.
We'll say yes, it is. So everything, escalates, and Ty...
It is. It is an open carry state without a permit.
Tandy gets shot at. And poor box of cereal gets hit.
Which I don't understand. So he told the guy that Tandy had his badge.
Yes.
And she needed to get it. So she starts to put the ice down. Where was that badge? Because she did not have pockets.
That dress didn't have pockets?
It did not have pockets. And
Maybe
she had
her
2
purse?
bags
No
of
purse?
ice.
No purse on her?
I just had these logistical questions that I wonder about.
Maybe it was like pinned to the back of her dress, and that's what happened. Yeah, maybe.
That's terrible. But yeah, so they get spooked when she puts the ice down and shots are fired.
Yeah, and then they grab each other or reach for each other, causing their abilities to activate, I guess, for the first time ever in this perfect life. And it just kind of re-jumps and restarts her hallucination, basically, or her her.
So we go back to the record store.
So go back to the record store. And we see Mr. Mysterious picking up another record, and he plays it. Which one was this one?
This was Fractured Family.
Fractured Family. And so it picks up with Tandy in like a Roxxon uniform. And she's talking with her mother about how she has to go out to the oil rig and fix some problem. But I didn't get the issue of her hearing... Oh, no. Now I just instantly got it.
Of her hearing the alarm, the sirens?
Got it, yes.
How did you not get that?
I swear I was like, what is she hearing sirens for?
Wow. That's our reality bleeding into her hallucination. She's hearing the sirens. Later on in this hallucination, she sees a pair of doors that end up to her looking like ambulance doors. Like, our reality is bleeding into whatever she's seeing.
So she's getting little clues throughout the thing about her hallucination. She goes there, Mina's there, and she's like this hard boss that doesn't want, outer interference. Ty is working there with his brother. They're like just kind of,
Mina was very mean.
Yeah, she was. I don't know where that's from, though. Like, where did she get that in her psyche?
I don't know. I have no idea. Because she calls her structural engineering Barbie.
Yeah.
Presumably because she's blonde.
Yeah, I mean, if the shoe fits.
She keeps bringing up Tandy's dad, which we find out at the end of the episode there's a reason for. But just over and over again, just like hammering it in that like she doesn't like this chick because of her father and nepotism, I suppose.
So,
which is not entirely unfounded.
Yeah.
Because the only reason she got that job is because of him and all of the favors that her mother called in.
Yeah, but I don't see why she put that all on Mina. Like, why wouldn't Ty say something like that? Well, I guess Ty would never say something like that, even in her wildest imagination type of thing. But
he's too nice.
I don't understand why she took that role. I was thinking maybe it was some type of, repressed anger because, her father was in that coma for the long time. I don't know. But it never played itself out with anything with that. She's just a mean,
It was just
woman.
like a stand-in. Like, we needed somebody here, and we wanted somebody recognizable.
So while she's working to try to solve the problem on the oil rig, you get the first glimpse of the little mystery man in the background.
Yes, very creepy.
And I literally was just like clueless on that one. I was
Had
like,
no fucking clue.
because there's no hints to this character besides maybe the person that's, putting the records on and everything like that. And I'm literally just thinking in my whole comic book lore of like, what character could do that type of thing?
You're like, records?
Yeah, and I had nothing. And so I was like, okay, this will be an interesting little plot point.
So back in reality, because she sees it, she gets pulled out of that, and she's back in reality, and she has unconsciously activated her powers. She's holding a light dagger, and Leah is there, and Leah does not seem surprised to
Not
see
at all.
has no reaction to seeing this light dagger.
Not
and she
at
drugs
all.
her, so she's knocked out again and just disappears, and she has no reaction. I'm like, did I miss something?
Yeah, no, I don't think she ever saw her with the light daggers in the that battle that she had at the drug house. So
that's when you kind of get the idea. You're like, something fishy is happening. Even fishier than the kidnapping.
Yes. Yeah.
Something's going on here.
Back in her hallucination, of course, Ty and her touch again to cause the same type of reaction, which, just skips another, or just resets the hallucination to a whole different record now. You see the mystery guy putting the third record on there, which is called All Alone. And it actually had tracks on there, which was interesting. I didn't see the...
They all had tracks on them.
Did they all? I didn't see one on
they
the
all
second
had song
one.
titles.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm by
All of them except the very last one.
Oh, yeah, no, that didn't. So
Yeah.
in this reality, you see Tandy...
Environmentalist Tandy.
Yeah, she's in, what do you call those people that try to get petitions and stuff
Greenpeace.
like that? What you call them?
I said Greenpeace.
Wow. So she's trying to get signatures for birds, which is just seems...
How dare you? Shorebirds.
Okay,
Get it right.
whatever. Sure,
They're
birds.
dying. They are
they?
dying.
Are they?
I don't know.
Exactly. So she runs into...
She doesn't know either. It's not her point.
She runs into... Is that the old dude?
That's her
old boyfriend?
old boyfriend. Yeah, they brought Liam back for this.
Yeah, it was interesting why they did that. And he didn't look the same to me for some reason.
I think he looked taller for a second. I feel like I don't remember him being that tall.
Exactly. I didn't think he was that taller than she was. He had glasses
Right.
on and his hair was all up. And I was just like, who is this dude? Is this a different actor?
Right, so they brought Liam back for that, because they even say his name is Liam, so that's when I kind of put that together. And his girlfriend is Michaela.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Totally missed that.
I didn't, my note literally says, why do I recognize this chick? And then 6 bullet points down, it says, oh, it was Michaela. Which I only recognize because she said her name.
Did not realize that whatsoever. I thought it was just, I'm randomly upset with my boyfriend who's stopping for this nonsense. So
I mean, there is that as well. But, so I don't understand fully the choice to put Liam in that situation or to put Michaela in there for that reason.
Well,
Unless they're just, populating these memories with people that she knows. I don't really know.
maybe. I mean, but then it just seems like why wouldn't she ever do, or why wouldn't Bridget be in any of these?
That's a good point.
I mean, she seemed like she's more of an important character to her
Than somebody we haven't seen in
exactly
season and a half.
Yeah, and Liam is, I think, for all I can care, just a throwaway character now. You're kind of done.
He got a paycheck. Good for him.
So she ends up stealing from him, stealing his wallet, pickpocketing.
Classic Tandy.
And then making
Is
a
it
run.
pickpocketing?
Yeah, pickpocketing.
I feel like you forgot the last syllable of that and just said pickpocketing.
Or maybe you just
Somebody
didn't hear the
rewind
last
that
syllable.
back.
Nobody's going to rewind that back. She pickpockets him and runs around the corner right into a Ty stealing a car with a screwdriver, which I don't think you can do that with modern cars.
What do you do if there's no, because you got that keyless ignition, you just sit there with the screwdriver, you're like, I don't know where to put this.
Yeah, you're just stuck. So he gets the car up and going.
He goes, no, crazy white girl, get out.
Hilarious. Yeah, I actually laughed on that part when she
Best
just jumped in the car. Actually, I thought they were going to be together, when she jumped in the car. which was just weird that she just knew to jump in that car out of anything. Like, she didn't see him breaking into the car. She just saw him in the car, so whatever. But
she did threaten him with a knife, so she had a backup plan.
Yeah, I mean, she wasn't going to cut anybody. What was she going to do? Let him bleed and then just be caught? Exactly.
What are you going to do? Stab me?
That's exactly how that goes down.
So they start talking about his life a little bit. You get to talking about Billy, and you find out
this is
in
like the worst case, right? This is like the worst timeline.
Yeah, this is the darkest timeline for both of them.
So his brother was a drug addict. I'm guessing died of it.
Yeah, because he says he went in prison a stereo thief and came out a drug addict.
Yeah.
So a little bit of commentary on the justice system in there.
And then, well, I don't understand how that's come. Do they become druggies when they come out?
It's actually, that's a pretty, we can get into it later, but that's
just saying,
that's a pretty solid problem.
I mean, you have to teach me on the prison system.
You get low-level offenders, and I'm just saying.
Okay.
So, that's a whole other podcast.
Tandy seems like she's some type of druggie too, scratching her arm, but I understand that there was the real world bleeding in.
Yes.
And she's kind of getting these headaches, and that's just her kind of breaking down this hallucination wall. Strong-willed she is, because I mean, she went through a couple of different hallucinations, and it just wasn't holding her down. That's what happened. The cops catch up to them, and they she sees the mystery man again in the road and forces Ty to swerve off the road. And then I think that's just it, right? They just flash there. And
yeah, they flash there. You're back in reality, and then she's got her light daggers again, and Leah's there, and she starts talking to somebody.
Time,
yeah, she got two of them, and she's like, she keeps waking up. You need to put her out again. And then you see who it is.
Yeah, camera pulls back, and that guy that's standing on the side of the door again. You see, it's the counselor.
It's Duchesne.
It's what did you? His name was Duchesne.
His name's Duchesne. Andre Duchesne.
I didn't know his name was Duchesne.
I had to Google it. I couldn't remember his name. It just says counselor dude.
So,
oh my god, this was I could not in any scenario have guessed that was where that was going.
I didn't either. And I at first I felt like, were they just trying to pick anybody, or is this another hallucination, or like, I don't understand what's kind of going on right now. Like, why would he be doing this? And he doesn't look surprised either by her abilities.
No, he is fully aware of what she is, apparently.
And
which makes me wonder, this will get into like future episodes, but like, do they know about Ty as well and her connection with Ty, or do they just know about Tandy?
Well, it kind of feels like they do know, or at least he knows. What did I have? I said, then you find out the counselor is the one playing the records the whole time, because they pan out to the person that was putting the records on there. You see it's him. And I was like, does he have powers? Like, how did he make it into the shadow realm? Like,
well, and how does he puts his hand on her and puts her back to sleep?
Yeah, so maybe his thing happens through touch?
Well, we'll get into it, but like, his thing happens through sound.
He puts on that record, Jam Sessions. Yes. That was the last record that he plays.
And that actually makes a lot of sense now that I'm looking at that it's called Jam Session. Because
why is that?
it's like all the different records, like all of her realities are just colliding into one thing, and it's like he's just throwing all these sounds together hoping something sticks.
Literally jamming things together.
Right. And like they're looking for, because he says he's looking for her breaking point. He says everybody has one. We just need to find hers.
Did you notice they kept playing
all of them together? They
kept playing that same song in each hallucination, the Sweet By and By.
Yeah.
And I still don't get what that was all about either.
I have no idea.
Like, it's just
I only noticed, like, because it was, I noticed it in the, what was the one? Whatever the one was, A Fractured Family, because it's so different from all the music they play in the show.
Yeah, they played it in the car, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was like a radio hit or something like that. Yeah, I don't know. It's an old church hymn. I don't know. I've seen it in other movies and stuff like that, but I don't get the significance of it. So
I got nothing.
Just know that happened in there, everybody. What happened? So Stranger's counselor the whole time. Now Tandy's getting a mix-up of hallucination because of the jam session, and she's kind of just like speed running through all these different scenarios.
Right.
She's the petitioner. She runs into the Roxxon rig. Then
Which
she goes back
starts
into
to blow.
That starts to blow. She goes back into the perfect life type of thing. Were those Vevets on the wall?
I don't think so. They look like, I want to go back and look at them. They look like children's drawings.
I thought they were Vevets.
Because when they go back into the record store, there's one of those drawings is on like a cabinet, really big. And I'm just like, what is this kid's drawing? I don't understand what this is.
It's definitely important because it was, it was on multiple portraits in Ty's house in the hallucination, and then of course inside the record. And I was like, that's something important. I thought it was a Vevey though. Let's see. It says gets to the breaking point. Or she gets to a breaking point, and she gets transported to the record shop and kind of comes face to face with Duchesne. And Duchesne. And that's when he kind of gives his exposition on his little
villain speech.
And I liked it. I liked how he came out. And
it was good. And she calls him, like, because she's looking at all these, and I have it in here. I'm like, this is just a record store of people's trauma. And she is like looking through these records, and she goes, you just take people's misery. And he's very clear to say, no, not misery. Despair.
Yeah. He feeds on despair. Yeah.
That's a name. That's a name right there. And I Googled that after.
That was a good one too. And it's not like he just like, oh, I just like the word despair better than misery. He gives a clear, reason why one is one over the other. Like, despair is no hope, right?
Yes. Yeah, he says, quote, an absence of hope. And then I have in there that Tandy is like her power is hope incarnate.
Yeah, she can see people's hope, and it's perfection.
It was really good, and he gives his own exposition. He talks about like he understands despair, like that's his thing, because the reason he got his powers is because he tried to kill himself. He jumped off presumably a bridge or a cliff or something into the water, and it just so happened to be the night the rig exploded.
And then he, of course, gets powers like Tandy and Ty did, because he says he was just alive, right?
Yes.
And just, but
he had these powers.
It was interesting how he, I guess, tried to, again, justify himself when she was like, you're doing this to people that are coming to you looking for help. Mm-hmm. And he's like, 90% of them I do help. And he's like, that 10% you just can't help. And then
he says 10% of the time they help me.
Yeah, like it helps him.
What does that mean?
He's getting rid of the headaches. He's feeding off of their despair.
Oh, and that works into the actual character of despair. Okay. Yeah,
see?
Right. We'll talk a little bit more about despair when we get to the episode. He also compares it to Tandy last season when she went through that stint of where she was using other people's hopes like a drug.
Yeah, she was, and I was like, man, how does he know that though?
Because he can see basically all of her trauma, it looks like.
It's interesting.
Because he's in her head. And he says at one point, he's like, do you think I put all that pain in there? No, that was all you.
Yeah.
I didn't put anything in there that wasn't already there.
On the next part of this, yeah. Okay. So, and this is why I think the same thing. So, basically, Tandy kind of, it's perceived she breaks the record, and she's back out, and you see Ty calling around trying to figure out where she's at. She shows up back at the church where Ty's at.
Oh, and it's just such a little cute moment, but like she climbs on the ladder and he teleports like 10 feet just to get to her quicker. I was like, oh, it's so cute.
I thought that was pretty dope too. I was like, that's sick that he's like, I can't wait.
It was gonna take too long to walk.
Wow.
It's adorable. It's adorable.
So, Sandy fills him in on everything. That's what I wrote on here. And is like, we got to stop this guy. And they get Bridget. They go to where Duchesne is. And Bridget had called the cops. And so...
which she apparently did not want to warn them about before they showed up.
Not at all.
Solid timing.
So Tandy's like, the cops can't stop this guy. It's got to be the dynamic duo. We got to go in there and do this. And so they teleport in, And I literally wrote down in all caps, yes, superhero stuff about to go down.
Let's go. Let's go.
So Tandy confronts him, and he's like, hold on, and you turn around and you see that Leah's there with Michaela with a knife to her neck, and she just quickly, without hesitation, Tandy throws a dagger right at Leah.
Doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, knock it, but she's accurate. I mean, she bullseyed that thing. Ty jumps into action, teleports, the hostage out real fast, which is awesome. And I'm sitting there like, this is about time. I needed to see some of this, this tag team, we're using our abilities in tandem type of stuff go down.
Oh, I'm here for it. I'm so here for it.
And then she confronts Duchesne, and of course he pulls out the gun. And at first, when he does that, and she steps forward, I was like, where did she get this, like, I don't care anymore, I'm suicidal type of, tendency? She's like, go ahead and pull the trigger. And then you get the whole little, speech where he was like, do you put that, you think I put that pain or whatever in you? He was like, that was all you.
Well, because she says, you can shoot me because somebody's, like, she kind of looks at Ty and she's like, somebody's going to come after you. If you pull that trigger on me, go for it, because you're not getting out of here. Yeah.
She was like, because, basically somebody's going to, he's going to be all over you once it is.
And so he starts throwing all that, all the classic kind of stuff at her where he's like, you're worth nothing. You have no one. Like, what do you think you're accomplishing here? She has her moment. She's like, no, I thought that. I thought that, but I was wrong. I have one person. Wow. And he says, you know what? I know that too, and shoots Ty right in the chest.
Right in the chest. And then go full
right
blown.
In the chest. Oh my God. I screamed.
He's like, he shot me. I was like, yeah, dude.
What are you going to do, shoot me?
Yeah. I was like, yeah, he shot you, dude. He shot you a couple of times.
And I was so confused because I was like, I know he didn't really have time to prepare, but, he's taken bullets before and been fine because he uses the darkness, and what happened?
But see, that's when I instantly knew. I was like, she's got to still be in some type of hallucination.
I said, fake news, this isn't real.
And, of course, you find out that, yes, she is still in a hallucination. It
pans over to a record that is playing in the corner of the room.
Yep.
This one called Tandy Without Tyrone, except Tyrone is crossed out.
Yeah.
Which I feel like is important.
And she's sitting on the floor with him in her arms, and he's dead. And Despair, we'll call him from now on, kind of comes up to her and is like, he's dead. See what you've done. You're hurting people with, everything you've done.
Everything you do. Yeah, he's basically like, everybody that you try to help, everybody that comes in contact with you gets hurt. He would still be alive if you hadn't brought him into this. He says it's time to give up before you hurt someone else.
And that was the breaking point. Like, everything, it was interesting how it was this culmination of, these are all these things that could not break her, and she was constantly fighting each scenario. Like, this isn't real. She would say that in each one, and it would break her out. But then it was the loss of her closest friend, aka her only friend, in such a dramatic way too. Not just he could have done it in a fashion where he made Ty get upset with her and walk away, or decide to just move away and go someplace. But it took the full blown graphic death of her closest friend to kick her into hopelessness.
That'll do it.
It's straight into despair. And I love the all blackness of her by herself. Ty's body was just gone.
Yeah.
And how they just framed it, where she's just in this void of despair.
So do you remember how I ended our conversation on the last episode?
Something about I remember me saying that this would be good for her, and she would probably be a stronger character once she's through with all this thing. Is that something that I said?
I don't know. But I know what I said. And I said, you know what? Maybe this is the best thing that could have happened to Tandy. I was wrong. I was very wrong. I did not see this coming.
But maybe Maybe
the
not
way in
yet.
which I thought that it was going to go was wrong.
What did you think how it was going to go?
Well, because if you go back to what we were talking about, I was basically saying, this could be the best thing that we wanted to have happen because whoever kidnapped her doesn't know she has powers. So they don't know to expect that she's going to fight back and be able to fight back. And she spent all this time looking for who it is. They're just going to lead her right to where she needs to go, and she'll fucking break out, and it'll be a whole thing. I was very mistaken.
Well, yes, you definitely were mistaken. I think the thing that came out of the blue for me is that it's an actual superpowered being.
Yes.
And not just like a street, gang person that's been kidnapping people. This is an actual superpowered person that can throw back.
Yeah, getting into that, we actually did look up this character of Despair.
Yes.
So I looked up like the word despair in Marvel. So his name is Despair, but it's spelled D''S Payre because of
comic
course it
books,
is.
Everybody, comic books. That's how you do it.
Yeah, so Despair actually is a Marvel Comics character. If you haven't heard of him, first appeared in 1978 and has been in Cloak and Dagger before. But basically, it looks like his deal is that he's a demon. And, well, in most times, he's been a demon, and his demonic nature provides him with strength, durability, he can levitate, travel between dimensions, he can instill fear in people, draw psychic sustenance from their fear and anguish and despondency, which is kind of what they were getting into, where, like, he had these headaches, but when he would basically leech these people's despair, it would go away.
Yeah.
So he needs that to survive.
And I mean, he's fought basically everybody in the Marvel universe. Like, he's gone from Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Oh, no, it says he's been opposed by Spider-Man, Scarlet Spider, Man-Thing, Cyclops, Hulk, Juggernaut, Doctor Strange, Cloak and Dagger, and the New Avengers. So he's been around for a hot minute.
That literally is basically everybody. When you said New Avengers, you was like, okay, well then there's everybody else. Like, that's... So but I like the spin on this one because I don't think they've done like actual. I guess they did Dormammu, but like in the Marvel universe, I was saying I don't think they've actually done like full blown demons. So this was a nice spin on his character, and then you get all the same traits anyway. So
yes,
I like how they did that.
And then there was. I won't talk about it in case they do it in the show, but there. If you want to look it up, there is like a storyline with him and Cloak and Dagger. It sounds pretty cool. That I'm curious to see if that's the direction they're going to go. But we won't get into that in case that is what they do and people don't want to know.
That's that's cool. Leave a little something because then it'll be interesting that if it does come to fruition, you can just be like, oh, I knew it, I called it, blah blah blah.
That's what I said. How many episodes are in this season?
6.
Overall.
I have no idea. We even talk about they took her because they framed it in the ambulance's window.
So you could see where they were going.
Yeah, they took her to a place called Motel Viking.
Yes.
And for all that I can remember, this is the first time we've seen something like that here. Or we've seen that there. Is that accurate? Do you remember anything about Motel Viking?
Nope. If I Google the Viking Motel Marvel, got nothing.
So I guess it's just something new that's going to be, introduced, or it's just something where it's just giving the audience like a. Wait! What's the name of the motel that Mayhem's staying in?
Ooh, I don't know.
Because if that's the same motel,
I don't think it's a motel though.
Where's she staying? I thought she was staying in.
She said it was like a motel, but it wasn't.
I've got to see this. Like it's I feel like it's the same place.
Hang on, I'm Googling. Might have to edit around this.
That's fine. I could definitely do that.
Must include. No, it doesn't have to include motel.
I'm trying to see where she. So let's see. I'll say about 33 minutes. I don't see it. Well, we'll find out. I'm guessing next week. Did you get to see the?
No, I did not.
So I didn't, but as I was Googling while we were doing that, apparently the next episode is called Viking Town Sound.
I just saw that. Yeah, so it's called Viking Town Sound, and it's directed by the showrunner.
Uh-oh. Okay. So we might get some good stuff here.
There are going to be 10 episodes this season, so we have 4 left.
Okay, 4 left in the season. Now we have a big baddie. We know that they're going against Despair, apparently a Marvel staple. So I'm excited. I'm excited.
Yeah,
This was another good one.
This season's just so good.
I know. It's ridiculous. We keep saying it each time. It does get better and better, but I don't understand how people are
I can't
not
wait
on
to see
this.
what happens next. I cannot wait.
Well, you don't have to wait long, because, I mean, today's Monday? So it comes out this
is.
Thursday?
My days are all messed up.
We'll fix it someday. So anyway, that's all for the recap. Of course, join us again next time whenever we post up episode 7. And thank you again, Emma.
You're welcome.
And see you guys all later.
Wow, this writer's name is Pornsack. That's terrible.